Ocean see the Belt and Road Initiative? Now, the answer to that question is we see this as a maritime connectivity related infrastructure enhancement project. Then the question number two is, do we need such a mega connectivity project across the ocean? Well, I would say the answer is yes, we need such a great connectivity project. Indian Ocean needs one, the world needs one, littoral countries like Sri Lanka needs one like the Belt and Road Initiative. Now we do see the Belt and Road Initiative as enhancing maritime connectivity and creating multilateral approach to global connectivity. And also we see the Belt and Road Initiative as a global supply chain connectivity and also brand new trading and transporting corridors, creation of brand new global transporting corridors through the Belt and Road Initiative. And we also believe that the Belt and Road Initiative will develop hard and soft infrastructure, whether it is new ports, new roads, new railroads, telecommunication, cyber technology. Now we know that there are 138 countries on board or join the Belt and Road Initiative, either across the land or the ocean. And there are a large number of non-state actors like the private entities who are joining the Belt and Road Initiative and trying to benefit from the Belt and Road Initiative. Now also the BRI, we see that it is addressing a long-felt development need and aspiration of many countries in the region. Now here we have an opportunity to be part of a shipping network, to part of a global supply chain network, and for common prosperity and a win-win situation. So ladies and gentlemen, in this backdrop, I have to talk something about the South Asian region in the Indian Ocean. Now, we all, when we refer to the Indian Ocean, we use three figures to describe the importance of Indian Ocean in maritime trade. There we say the Indian Ocean accounts for 50% of world containers, 72% of world energy, and 35% of world bulk cargo are transported across the Indian Ocean. But we need to ask the question, how much of this is within the Indian Ocean littorals, within the Indian Ocean region countries? But unfortunately, the answer is very little. You know, Indian Ocean is catering to the world, but Indian Ocean is not really supporting the trade within the Indian Ocean region. Why is that so? Why aren't we connected sufficiently across the ocean in the ocean trade? The answer is that we don't have quality maritime related infrastructure. This is a very simple answer. We know if you take South Asia in the Indian Ocean, only less than 5% of our combined GDP is economically integrated. Now, this is a region with a very heavy population, but we are not economically integrated. And the main reason is we do not have quality maritime related infrastructure. Now, there was a World Bank report released a few months ago. Now, they said, yes, the Asian port infrastructure has made tremendous progress, but there is a lot of things need to be done to enhance maritime connectivity, to enhance competitiveness among the other ports. So therefore, if we want to have stronger economies, to create more jobs, benefit from the ocean trade, we have no choice but to develop our maritime related infrastructure. In that, I have to emphasize these maritime related infrastructures should have high quality and also high sustainable, because everyone is now very careful about the environment. So we need to be very mindful of sustainable development of quality maritime related infrastructure. Now the study recommends especially four countries: India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka need to improve maritime related infrastructure. Now, when you look at the World Bank ease of doing business, again, Sri Lanka and the South Asian countries are at a quite a low level. It costs more to transport a container within South Asia than even sending a container outside the South Asia. Again, the issue is that we lack quality maritime related infrastructure. Now, the same World Bank report or the World Bank group report argued or pointed out we need about 16 trillion US dollars to invest in port and infrastructure related infrastructure in whole of Asia. Out of that, a substantial amount is for Indian Ocean littoral. Now the question is, where can this investment or where can this money come from? Is it the World Bank, IMF? Is it Asian Development Bank? Is it bilateral lending? Is it multilateral lending? Is it through grants? Unfortunately, answer is not much will ever come from the institutions that I mentioned. But ladies and gentlemen, we do have the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank and the BRI. So there we have some hope. We have very high hopes that these two institutions will benefit the region. Now, when we talk about maritime related infrastructure, quite often we see that these infrastructure related projects are securitized, heavily politicized, but that is not the way to go. We need to look at these as beneficial to the region, beneficial to the individual countries, beneficial to the potential growth of these countries. But unfortunately, maritime related infrastructure are considered as a political tool from the political angle and the securitization angle. This is not very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have done our part, but the COVID has really slowed down the progress of many countries across the Indian Ocean. Now, countries had to spend a lot of money in battling COVID-19, getting vaccination, preparing quarantine, providing relief. Now, that has again slowed down the economic progress, slowed down the development progress of many countries in the region, including Sri Lanka. And therefore, we have to depend now on something coming from outside. And we do see that the Belt and Road Initiative and the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank as a way forward in that. And also one other point that I like to mention at this stage is that maritime related infrastructure should be seen as a global common, a regional common, or at least Indian Ocean common, not merely for one country. Because if there is a port in a particular country, and if that port is highly developed, it would benefit the entire region. It is not only that particular country. However, unfortunately, we do not see maritime related infrastructure as a regional common. So this is a big problem that we have. Now, Sri Lanka is blessed because Sri Lanka has deep water ports on the western, southern, and the eastern parts of the country. The biggest container ship which can carry 50,000 TEUs can berth in any of the three ports, and not many ports, many deep water ports are available in South Asia or in the Indian Ocean region. So Sri Lanka is very well suited to benefit from the Belt and Road Initiative. That is a great point. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me come to the second part of my topic, that is ocean governance. When you talk about the Indian Ocean, I always describe the Indian Ocean in 6 words. That is strategic competition, strategic convergence, and strategic dilemma. However, since late, I have to add 2 more words, that is strategic chaos, because the competition is there, we know that, convergence is there, we know that, and dilemma is for many smaller littoral states like Sri Lanka. And now with this AUKUS coming into the scene, the Quad is working. We have a situation where there is strategic chaos. No one is sure how things are going to turn out. Indian Ocean, we know it's a warm water ocean, very rich in fish, very rich in marine life, but it is also very rich in strategies coming from outside the ocean. Indo-Pacific strategy of USA, free and open strategy of Japan, then of course Australia's Indo-Pacific concept, ASEAN Indo-Pacific outlook, so India, then German, South Korea. There are many strategies concerning the Indian Ocean. I don't think many countries or many littorals in the Indian Ocean are interested in these strategies coming from outside. What we need is economic development. What we need is development of maritime related infrastructure. So there we have high hopes on the Belt and Road Initiative and the AIIB that it will deliver to our countries. So we really, the situation, the competition has given rise to strategic security concern, strategic security dilemma, because insecurity of one or two countries has resulted in insecurity of many countries. Unfortunately, the Indian Ocean has become the most militarized ocean in the world in the 21st century. This is not good for the Indian Ocean. And we wish that it will not accelerate in the future. So if you ask me, what do we really need in the Indian Ocean? I would say we want the Indian Ocean to be governed according to the international convention, especially the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, and whatever the international treaties and whatever the international protocols. We don't want the Indian Ocean to be dominated by a single hegemonic power. Indian Ocean should be free and open for any peaceful purposes, any trade activity across the Indian Ocean. And we don't want to see the Indian Ocean being limited like the good old days where the ocean access was limited only to the mighty so that they can come and take over your country. We don't want that situation. And a small country like Sri Lanka, we don't like to be forced to choose between one side or the other. We don't want to hedge one side against the other. We want to benefit from all countries. We want to benefit from investment. We want to benefit from development projects. We don't want to get involved in this strategic competition. We want to engage in trade, and we need to maintain our strategic autonomy. This is the critical requirement that we have. So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I can say that the region, especially the Indian Ocean region and the South Asia region, we need to enhance maritime trade connectivity. We need to be part of the global supply chain. We need to develop our maritime related infrastructure. We need to bring in technology. If we don't do this, we will lose the Industrial Revolution 4.0. We have lost the Industrial Revolution 2 and 3. And if we are not up to the mark, if we are not grabbing this opportunity, if we don't bring new technology, especially into the maritime field, we would lose the Industrial Revolution 4.0 as well. And thereby, we would lose the Sustainable Development Goal targets by 2030. So we don't have much time. We all know that the Indian We don't know that the Indian Ocean, we know that the Indian Ocean is a highly dynamic region. And I don't know whether you hear me. Okay, let me finish. So we need peace and stability. We need maritime trade. We need maritime infrastructure development. And we don't need enhanced militarization of the Indian Ocean. We want to have a sustainable and environmentally friendly growth in our maritime sector, in our ocean sector. We need jointness, we need synergy between countries, between agencies. We don't need competition. and we need a free and fair international rules-based maritime order so that we can engage in maritime trade, we can benefit from maritime trade, and we can develop our countries. So this is the end of my talk, and I wish you good luck, all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you, Admiral Colombage. Thank you for your excellent speech. 感谢克隆伯格将军的演讲。接下来是本次会议的议题6：疫情影响下的国际。
尊敬的各位领导、各位来宾，欢迎大家回来我们的会场。那接下来我们这里将进行的是议题7环节：蓝色经济和海洋可持续发展。首先，让我们掌声请出本议题的主持人、中国海洋发展基金会副理事长兼秘书长、海洋空间规划研究院院长潘新春先生，有请。同时，我们也请出在我们会场现场的发言嘉宾，他们是福宣国书记，有请廖明生副校长以及朱华友研究员，有请3位。好，潘秘书长，接下来舞台交给您。
尊敬的各位领导、专家、学者，大家下午好。很荣幸为大家服务，主持这个议题的会议。那么今天讨论的议题，刚才我们那位漂亮的这个小姑娘已经介绍了，蓝色经济与海洋可持续发展。那么大家知道，开发利用海洋，发展蓝色经济，维护海洋生态平衡，促进海洋可持续发展，是人类思考与研究的永恒主题。海洋是生命的摇篮，人类的家园，可持续发展的支撑。人类开发利用海洋，推动了社会文明进步。但是由于人类过度的进行围填海造地等活动，造成珊瑚礁、红树林、海草场、生物多样性等生态系统面积锐减和功能丧失，过度进行海洋捕捞等活动，造成渔业资源枯竭，过度向海洋排放污染物等，造成海水酸化、绿潮、赤潮等灾害频发，过度排放温室气体，造成全球变暖、海平面上升、极端性灾害天气暴增。这些全球问题都正在威胁着人类生存安全与可持续发展。人类已经认识到，只有在维护生态